Dear school leaders, it is great to be with you today. And here we are focusing on the Edify Uganda Edtech Foundation training for school leaders. And this is being facilitated and presented by a team from Kisubi Associated Writers Agency, which is KAWA. And we're going to focus on a number of things. And so these slides are just to help you in a way of understanding a lot more. So what we hope to gain from our time together in this kind of interaction, we aim to have a clear understanding of education technology. Number two, how can technology be effectively used in school management and improving teaching and learning. And we also hope to get and acquire a lot more about edtech acquisition and plan. And we also help to look at the available options which can enable our schools to have the best of technology. And then we look at what next, and we shall look at how to conduct lessons online and supporting our learners with the ICT clubs. Now, this is a definition of Wikipedia, which says learning is a process of acquiring new understanding, knowledge, behaviors, skills, values, attitudes, and preferences. And of course, this is what we're focusing on in as far as acquiring new ideas. And of course, we proceed to look at how we shall work. This being a video, you don't need those rules. And of course, I'll skip them. Now, something small about Edify. Of course, we have Edify Uganda, which is a non-government organization, which is saying all children should be learning and flourishing, and focusing on flourishing godly schools with the mission of improving and expanding sustainable Christ-centered education globally. So in Uganda here, Edify has gone up to 12,000 schools and supporting them in integrating technology. And there is a focus on ICT education, which is generally being used. ICT is being used as an enabler and facilitator, supporting best quality teaching and learning. And of course, ICT is also being looked at as a subject being taught in schools. And ICT is looked as a teaching and learning tool. This is aiming at supporting Sustainable Development Goal SDG number 4, which talks about quality education, ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education, and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. There is also investing in ICT access and quality education to promote lasting peace, and ICT helps to boost speed, quality, accuracy, and cost. They are a means to quality goods and services in areas of education and other services. So Edify is entering in terms of that, and KAWA is also doing the same. And in the Edify EdTech Outcomes Map, intermediate result number 1, Edify partner schools expect to deliver quality Christ-centered education. And this will go as far as delivering better learning outcomes. So they expect that schools should have good learning environment integrated with the use of appropriate ICT in education. And this is how Edify plans to support partner schools. Of course, here the EdTech side is being done in partnership with KAWA Uganda. And the number 1 is to help every school have access to technology. This is in 2 ways. Hardware, by improving the existing one, maybe giving you support to repair them, and helping you acquire new EdTech devices. And there is a lot of emphasis on offline learning tools like the Edify, SmilePi, and Internet in a Box, which is now coming in a very vibrant way with the best resources. There is also in the area of software like digital education content, which is being developed by KAWA to reach every school in the best way. There are also Bible reading apps and digital fellowship and school management software. Then Edify is also supporting you in terms of training like the sessions of today. We have leadership training, which help support you in leadership and education foundation, Edtech foundation, which focus on 5 areas like strategy, like access, management, integration, and the kind of skills which your learners should acquire. And then in the area of teacher training, there is a lot of focus on capacity building and expert development. Then Edify also is focusing on supporting the schools with the school management information system, school pay, and Christ-like behavior. So there will be a lot of digital youth camp and student fellowship. So a lot is coming your way. Then here we have a partner on the side of Edify called Kisubi Assorted Trust Agency, and the vision is to make the greatest impact possible to the life chances of learners by working with the educators like you across the country to ensure that you are trained, empowered, and supported to be the very best. And the KAWA is doing this in 3 areas. One of them is supporting you in accessing applications, content, and devices, and also supporting you in terms of capacity, world-class professional development for school leaders and teachers. And finally, there is this area of youth outcomes, youth prepared for 21st century life, work, and sustainability. And if you check the KAWA website, of course, you'll find a lot more. So KAWA website is what you see here, kawa.ac.ug. It has a lot of resources. You'll go to e-learning and you get a portal which gives you a lot of very good resources, very helpful for you to be able to do a quality job. And so here, and the book in the Bible, in the 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 2, and the Bible says, and the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable people who will also be qualified to teach others. So I'm sure that having attended this workshop and you've learned a lot from these materials, you will do a lot in teaching others. So Paul says so in the Bible. Let's start by looking at what is educational technology. Let's talk about it. Think about it in your own way. And of course, I want you to be like this man. Think fast, then we can be able to share. So in the definition, we are saying education technology, which is commonly abbreviated as Edtech, is the combined use of computer hardware, software, and educational theory and practice to facilitate learning. You find that definition either in Wikipedia or another source. And so when we talk about education technology, we're looking at hardware and software. But there's a framework here which is very important. Which framework are you basing on? In your school, we hope that you work very, very hard, plan and have computers. Also have connectivity. Connectivity may be okay, of course, having internet. If you don't have, you can have like internet in a box. And also have content. Also focus on your community, and then focus on competence so that your teachers are competent enough to deliver these resources and these ideas to the younger ones, just like we have seen in the verse above. And this kind of technology that is very, very important, and every school should plan to have at least a phone or a camera like this. You should have a storage device, or you can store your work online, like cloud. Have a radio which can play sound. Have a TV, not particularly this type, but now a smart TV. Have your printer, have your router, have a projector or a TV which can be able to show what children have never seen. Have laptops for every teacher, and you can even allow learners to come with their own, and they bring your own device policy. Have nice phones, not particularly this type, have speakers, have a scanner. If you can't have a scanner, there's a 3-in-1 printer which can do that, and also some phones can do kind of quarter scanning. So this is very important. And of course, how technology improves school management. It is very important for us to focus on a number of these, that should look at student management system. These days, a number of softwares are available, and under this Edify partnership, make sure that you acquire one, which can help you to manage staff information, record system, academic analysis, library management, a lot more of this. You'll get them from KAWA. Now look at this kind of library. I think I photographed in one of the schools, and you see that it will be very, very hard for one to search for the book. Which other challenges do you see with this kind of library as compared to the digital platform? All right, I want us now to look at the rationale of introducing ICT. In other words, why should we really focus on education technology in our schools? And of course, we looked at it as promoting innovation. Let's say new ideas, teaching and learning, to, as you see, the kind of videos that we have. We look at it supporting education management, extending the boundaries of the school. You can have your school on Google, your school on a website, and it is known beyond what people see around. Being able to search, to function, you should look modern. You should be really fitting in the 21st century, and the vocational skills. And of course, there are some more benefits in terms of flexible learning, improving overall learning experience, improving collaboration approach, and it goes as far as bringing new resources in the classroom, making learning enjoyable and fun. And of course, you can study anywhere. You'll see a number of examples there, and of course gives international exposure. So moving away from the way we teach, we think that technology is very, very important. Have a look at this kind of teaching which we practice every day. Okay, so it is going to help us move away from this kind of teaching to better teaching like this, where children will be able to watch videos, they'll be able to focus on what they teach practically, they acquire the skills practically, and I'm sure this is much better than if you compare the way teacher teaches in class compared to this. Moving further, we shall have the videos to watch and repeat them. Watch every time, complete the syllabus faster with this kind of content, and all this is being developed by KAWA, and for you, every school will get all from senior 1, senior 4, then A level, and another level. Okay, so this is a content for primary 7, science, and you find that things have been made simple when you're looking at energy sources. Okay, a lot more, and look at this content that's simply developed by a teacher like me, and
you're most welcome to this lesson about the savanna vegetation.
Okay.
We have different types of vegetation. One of them is the savanna type, and as you can see this photograph here.
Okay, so a lot more. We can also generate our own content, and things are coming your way in a very, very interesting way, so you can be able to access kind of resources. So and technology helps in improving learner retention, and you can see that when you use audiovisual and you demonstrate to the learners, you help them to do a discussion, and they finally do what you have taught them, then the retention is 70% plus, and that is very good. You no longer have a class like this when you use technology where children may not be active, but they just sleep. So now let's come to strategy. You as a school leader, you win by strategy. You win by planning your work very well. So the Bible says that the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. That is Psalm 23. Very, very important. And of course, you are with us. We're moving together. So let's ensure that we connect. We have a strategy. So let's talk about the strategy that should be in your school. So in your school strategic plan, it is important that you focus on capacity building and you provide regular, continuous support to your staff. You'll have a successful school because the staff members are good. It's like football. If you don't have your staff well trained, then you cannot be a winning team. So you also need to have an integration plan. You need to develop an integration plan for your school. And number 3, you should also focus on repair and maintenance of your devices. Otherwise, they'll break down, and then periodic upgrade. So after here, I would like us to sit down and come up with our school strategic plan, and that is what we shall follow. So when you have a plan, it helps you to look to support you in terms of cost versus cost of ownership. That the first time you plan and buy computers, they'll function well, and you'll spend this. But if you maintain your budget, and in year 3, you no longer budget and you leave the computer because you thought they were good and you bought them, and in year 4 you don't have a budget for maintenance, and your value will decline until year 6. Your lab will have collapsed because you are not funding it. Yeah, but what we should do is that we should have a budget annually maintained. Start 1, year 2 with a budget, training your people, being innovative, value will increase, and you will reach the 6th year when you are spending almost same budget, but the value has gone high. So take note of that. And so we now have to look at the Edtech access acquisition plan. So acquisition plan, here we're looking at how you are planning to acquire. You must plan, like the Bible says, who of you desiring to build a tower does not sit down and count the cost, whether you have enough money to complete it. So it all goes back to planning, and in planning we should focus on a number of things that you should have in place. You should understand what you need first of all, and understand the nature of computers that may work well for your school. Like right now, I recommend that at least you have some laptops. If you can afford to have computers which are mobile, they can move from room to room. You can also need the lab, and we're here to support. KAWA team will support, and we shall work out with. And you need to check out the kind of computer that you have. So to check out, you need to go to the start button there. Look at the kind of RAM, look at the kind of storage that is available in your computer. I'll give you this slide with the video, and you can be able to check the specifications. So if you want to know the RAM, you go there. You want to know, you may have to replay this video to understand really how we can be able to reach there. Okay. So what does the school need? You need also you may have tablets, you need the projectors of that kind of specification. That's very important for you. And so you need plan for access of devices for students. So there should be that ratio. You should plan for that ratio so that at least students can have at least some technology to use in class. So the reality on the ground is that one computer is shared by over 20 students. So the desired student ratio at Edify is that should have 1-to-1, where one student has access to a laptop. So, but because of cost implications, we desire that students ratio should be 1-to-4, where 4 students share one computer. They can be changing, but That is what we are praying for. So it is important for teachers, it's important for students to have access to technology for learning. These advantages, we have looked at them. And you can make a plan that each child pays some money paid. Some can have their devices in their school. After that, they pick them after senior 4. So just plan your plan. Just come up with your plan to ensure that you have this sorted. And teachers also need to have access to Edtech devices. And so we're looking at Edtech devices, which are very, very important for teachers in terms of helping them to create content, to continue remaining relevant and upgrading, doing research, digitizing their notes, and helping them to learn more. So how to fund teachers' laptop? Number one, we think that schools can assign teachers some computers, maybe in the staff room. Number two, schools can buy the devices and then give them to teachers in the form of loans, where teachers pay back using some percentage of their salaries. And number three, teachers can purchase on their own devices, but make it a policy in your school so that teachers can access this. The funding options may include, you can keep saving money for some time. Number two, you can have installment payment in agreement with a vendor like KAWA and other organizations. You can also charge technology fees from the students and also focus on maybe some kind of bank loan, equity. Many other banks have this kind of support. So what's next after acquiring technology? This now in a school, of course, we have your launch lab, your lab launched, and you see that the new computer lab should be outdoored to parents, PTA, stakeholders, visitors in the school. They should come around and see what you have. You can launch it maybe with a prayer, but also ensure that people have access to it. There's schedule timetable for device usage. So school leaders should draw up a comprehensive timetable for the use of computer lab during classes hours and after school. So the schedule should be vividly displayed on classroom walls and made available to all teaching staff and the students. And so support student learning, support clubs, which should continue all the time in every school, and should also have monitoring and reporting and ensure that we follow this kind of process where after installation there should be inspection and technical training of the team, Edtech patron training, and teachers training, so that you can have value out of that. And then also we can also ensure that we have online meetings, trainings, which are available. Edify has them, KAWA has them, for us to continue. And these are some of the resources that you find on computers, especially when you have internet, even when you are offline. And then internet in the box is very important. It's going to help you connect up and support digital skills for all your learners. And this is very, very important. Check on ICT clubs, which KAWA is implementing with UCC, and go beyond. Focus on the skills which are very, very useful for learners. Thank you so much for your kind and attention. May God bless you.